Hello.
Can you post the link in the chat?
Hello, everyone.
Hello, and welcome to Eager to Hear, the podcast where nothing really happens, but it's fun anyway.
So we're having technical difficulties with our guests today. Our very 1st
We've
live
decided
guest.
to just ban our guests from the show forever.
We will no
I'm
longer
kidding.
have guests. We will just talk to ourselves.
We were going to talk about movies we've seen recently. Andrew was talking about a movie about a guy who cut his dick off.
And his friends are on a big expedition to return his dick.
Is he going to get it reattached, or?
Yeah, he's gonna get reattached. Yeah, but it very unbelievable. I mean, they didn't even have the dick on ice for very long.
So it
was
sounds like it maybe is a magical realism.
Yeah,
Wait, what
But
movie?
it was
What
still
movie is this?
stupid fun. The Package.
What?
It's on Netflix right
What
now.
the hell? The package. So
The
it's about
package.
someone's package.
It's about
Yeah.
a box containing someone's package.
So
Yeah, he
It's
just
got two meanings, so it's smart. It's not just a dick joke.
the whole movie is a dick joke.
okay.
Yeah, he
It's
just
two dick jokes at once.
he snips it off at the beginning of the movie, just psh, while he's peeing, and he's
That sounds like the worst thing
Very
I've ever
far.
heard. I'm not gonna watch that.
it's a
Well,
it's a
Andrew,
good watch.
What
If
was your verdict?
watch it with friends and watch it if you're drunk or high.
Have you seen Rubber?
Yeah, I loved Rubber.
That was really weird.
Rubber was a real trip. I enjoyed that it wanted to push constantly on the boundaries of what you thought was going to happen, and the music was phenomenal.
I don't know. I haven't seen it. Is it just a live tire the whole time?
It's a practical effect. I don't think it ever looks like CGI. It might be CGI.
They just rolled
But
the tire across
plot-wise-
the frame.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
about a tire that attacks everybody, but there are also these people out in the desert who are watching it, and they represent the audience. And so the barrier keeps getting crossed between the audience and the tire, and the thirst for violence on everybody's part.
We should see.
God.
We should see if we can get like another guest or something. Like people can just join the voice chat, right, on our Discord.
Yeah.
Who else do we know that has Discord? We could just talk
Well-
about Chaos Ritual even though they're not here.
Yeah, good.
We could listen to their music.
Okay.
Should I play their music?
Yeah, do it.
Wait, did you guys see the stream on Facebook? Does it look cool? It's just like my Discord window, pretty much.
Oh, it looks perfectly boring. I think there needs to be some
like
motion. Like, can you get a GIF on screen?
Can I get I don't know if I could do that right now. I'll do that next time.
I'll figure something out for us.
Oh, look at the lights I'm giving.
Did you see the live video?
All right, I found some swirling colors, and I'm gonna link that in the Discord, and hopefully that'll give us
You could do that, yeah.
motion.
Oh heck yeah, that's perfect.
Now we have something that'll attract people's attention.
Whoa! You actually want me to
So
scroll
scroll
into their
past that.
Facebook, yeah. I'm gonna kind of scroll up so you can see the video and that. So now we're listening to Chaos Ritual. I mean, I like their music. It's
What
heavy.
do you like about it?
It's heavy metal. I like heavy metal.
In your opinion, what are like the distinct qualities that make good heavy metal good heavy metal?
I like it when bands don't take themselves super seriously and try too hard.
Yeah, they do look like they're having fun.
Yeah.
They look like they're into the fantasy.
Yeah, they're not just like, oh, we're cool, look at us. No. Yeah, they're having fun. Playing on stage is fun. So what's with our
Oh yeah, Craig. Let's let Craig in here.
oh
That's
shit.
That'll be our guest.
Totally forgot.
We're such failures.
Well, it's too late now. I can just rip the video from the.
Nope, Craig.
Now recording.
Oh, now we have Craig.
Oh, Craig, you robot.
Oh, you Craig. Okay. So now we have a backup audio with most of our discussion, I guess. So what's our ideas? Okay, so we had that. Wait, did you type all this up, Sai?
Type all of what up?
The Google Docs. The thing you sent us.
I'm not sure who wrote most of it. I added some things.
Did you write most of that?
I said we should ask people about their dream pedals.
Because there's a lot of Monty Python reference.
Yeah, I think that's Andrew.
Yeah, I know that just for fun.
All right. Okay. All right, Sai, are you ready for this? Wait, did you write the what ifs?
I think Andrew wrote almost all of that.
Okay, Sai, would you rather go to the moon for 10 minutes or go to another continent for a year?
Oh, the other continent for a year. I don't think there's much to do on the moon. And there's a lot to do in anywhere. But not the moon, because you can't breathe without stuff, and the story there is really boring, you know? How about you?
Me? Okay, I really want to go to outer space. But if it was like Mars or something, I'd probably go with Mars. But because it's the moon and I can see it anyway, it's like, yeah, I'd probably go to the other
Okay,
continent.
well, I think it takes like a year and a half to travel to Mars. Do you want to do that?
So just travel a year and a half to Mars and stay there for 10 minutes and then travel a year and a half back.
No, I think you get to stay there for like a whole 4 months. You get 4 months on
That's-
Mars. You get a real story out of it. You get to help colonize it.
I'd probably go with Mars. I'd love to go to
Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too.
Even if I die there, it'd be awesome. It's like the guy who died on Mars.
I suppose. I mean, I go with the moon.
You go to the moon for 10 minutes.
That's only honorable for a second.
No, but
Someone
a lot
else
of
is
people
gonna
have
die
been
on
to the
Mars.
moon.
We got one more for you.
A lot of people have been to the moon. Though. So
Yeah, that's true. But you didn't do anything on the moon, and you didn't earn your trip. You got it in this question, which I guess is like a game show prize.
yeah, that's the. I mean, being in space would be cool. Being in the aircraft for 3 days probably be fun.
It takes 3 days to get to the moon.
Yeah, 3 days.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does. Maybe I'm thinking about 1969.
It probably took a while in 1969. Wait, wasn't that faked though?
Don't tell anyone.
Don't tell anyone.
But yeah.
We should get Alex Jones as a guest.
Huh. Caltech.edu says it takes 3 days for a spacecraft to reach the moon.
Wow.
How long?
3 days.
3 days. Yeah. See.
It checks out with a .edu source.
Just one of those random facts I know.
All right. Okay. Sai. The next what if. All right. Are you ready?
All right.
Would you rather have every song you heard be All Star by Smash Mouth? Oh my gosh, Smash Mouth, including things like movies, TV, radio, and every time someone sings a song in public, or have every liquid in your life be Mountain Dew, including your shower, your bath, your sink, and your toilet water?
I think the Mountain Dew.
It's so sticky.
Because then
So
I could
sticky.
pee Mountain Dew.
It's so fucking sticky. I would.
But I could still enjoy music and I could pee Mountain Dew.
So you. But you
I mean,
wouldn't
like-
enjoy music if everything was Smash Mouth.
I couldn't get to make my own music anymore. I'd only be able to sing Smash Mouth.
I can't even say Smash Mouth without like tripping up over my own words. I don't know why. It's just such a hard thing for me to say.
Smash Mouth.
Smash your mouth. Like this.
Do you smash your mother with that mouth? All right. Okay, Andrew. What about you?
Me? I think it's the Mountain Dew.
I'm gonna go with the Smash Mouth. I cannot stand Mountain Dew. I can't stand Mountain Dew. It's so sticky.
What if it was Diet Mountain Dew? Would that be better? That's less sticky.
I would just get cancer from like all the
Now you get diabetes.
just from taking a shower. I'd get diabetes.
I'll take the Diet Mountain Dew for $1, please.
Okay. This podcast is super incoherent, but I love it.
As long as we're having fun, I think it'll translate.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't need coherence when you're like just listening to something in the background while you play video games.
I mean, we had a guest, but
Who cares?
things happen.
man.
All right. Okay, there's a Bender quote on there.
Yeah.
Want to know what would
Friday.
happen if I were a human? I mean, being a robot's great, but we don't have emotions, and sometimes that makes me very sad.
I like that one where they're at the amusement park, and Bender gets on a roller coaster and he's holding 2 corn dogs, and he turns to the kid next to him on the roller coaster and he's like, "Hey kid, you want a corn dog?" And the kid's like, "Hell yeah, I want a corn dog." And then Bender's like, "Well, your mom should have bought you one," and he just eats both of them.
And robots can't even really eat.
It's so
Whoa,
fucking.
whoa. Breaking news.
What?
You're to hear is online.
Are you serious?
Yeah, right there.
Really?
It's online. It's on the side, yeah.
Someone hacked into our account?
No, or it could have been him.
Should we message him and find out?
Oh my god. Yeah, probably.
What's happening? What's happening here?
We're listening to Chaos Ritual, and the guitar solo is happening right now.
Oh, I stopped listening to it. I'm not getting the audio of that.
Oh, okay.
Is it epic?
It's pretty good. They're pretty good. They have good stage
Does
presence.
it shatter the earth?
I don't know about that, but it shatters Mars.
Okay.
Okay, Sai, if you
Yeah.
didn't become a musician, what would you be doing right now?
Oh, probably something a lot more productive.
Like what?
I think I'd have gone to law school or engineering school if I didn't have the artist bug.
Wow.
Going to art school was a huge mistake.
You went to art school?
I, in fact, did. I was one class away from graduating with a BFA in painting and printmaking, but I just had too much stubbornness and ego to take this one class, and that's why it's a fucking waste of time.
So even people that went to art school think it's a waste of time.
There was a lot that was fun about it, but the way that they did it wasn't productive. I think there would be a way to make a good art school, but I settled for, any school that claimed to be doing what they were doing, and I don't feel satisfied with the level of education they brought us. It was
Oh.
mostly the blind leading the blind, like a lot of student-led critiques.
That makes sense.
It was fun, and at least they made me make stuff on a regular basis. But they created an environment that made most of the people working there feel miserable and competitive, rather than inspired or educated. And it just didn't really lead to anyone, making huge leaps and bounds in their artwork. People generally were only a little bit better than they were when they first came in, when they came out.
We need another.
Did you go to school?
Did I go to school?
Like college or something?
I went to college for engineering for 2 years, and I didn't get a degree, but I dropped out.
Wow.
Andrew's the only one that actually graduated.
Shame. Yeah, the only one with an associate's degree.
We should all associate with smart people like him.
Yeah, you're a smart guy.
Yeah.
We need another GIF for the feed here. What else we got?
Andrew, it's your job to go on a GIF website.
But I got guest info up, so just put it under guest info and it'll appear on the stream.
Okay. Jeff funny. I don't
Put up a GIF of
Oh.
Jeanette McCurdy.
Jeanette McCurdy.
Who is that and why?
the blonde woman from iCarly.
Okay, hold on. I need to send him a picture.
All right. This is just the rest of this on the Google Docs is just a Monty Python reference.
Oh, it's not.
What is your
There's
What
other
is your
questions.
name?
There's only one Monty Python reference on the whole
We
thing.
should ask our guests what their name is. Sounds like a great idea.
What is your name?
Tell us the story of your name. Your name was here many generations before you were, and you were just the latest incarnation of it.
All right, I'm gonna play
They're here.
Oh, they're here.
Welcome on stage.
Oh no.
Hello?
Do they have a mic?
You're in.
You're in.
We can kind of hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Is that a ghost? We wait.
Yeah. You're,
Did you like
That was
that?
a real moment, but you know, a little chipped up
we
and chipped and fractured.
are you there?
The ghost of a robot haunts this podcast.
You seem to be having an
And we
issue.
will all be cursed for listening to it.
We can kind of hear you.
Now?
You sound a little like a dubstep song. Back when they were good. What do you wish people would stop buying, Alex?
I wish people would stop buying Taylor Swift tickets.
What's wrong with that?
Taylor Swift is awesome.
I just wanted to say something that you would disagree with.
Oh, okay. Well, that's definitely a button you can press on Andrew and me.
What do you wish people would stop buying?
K-cups.
Yeah.
Kink cuffs?
K-cups. The Keurig
K-cup.
one-time coffee maker cups.
That's a lot of like plastic
Those
waste.
are such bullshit. Yeah. It's not like regular coffee is also like a shining example of not wasting plastic, but like this is one thing that is pointless and it gets my fucking, gets my taint up in a row.
So should
It's turning all the frogs gay.
we tell them that their voice isn't coming through?
I think they know.
Oh.
You're still not hearing me?
Oh, now we're hearing you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, hey, how you doing?
I just didn't have anything meaningful to add, so I just let you go.
All right, so so you're in Chaos Ritual.
Yes, I am.
That's awesome. We just played one of your live video. We just played that on the stream, so that was pretty killer.
So how about you? What do you wish people would stop buying?
Bieber albums.
Yeah.
Weedburr albums?
Bieber albums.
Oh, they have stopped buying those.
Yeah, most people have stopped buying Bieber albums.
People stopped believing a long time ago. He's nothing but an apparition.
Taylor Swift ticket ones too.
Yes.
I'm good with that too. So I tell you, we were going to a gig from Cincinnati, and we play a lot in Dayton, which is about 45, 50 miles away. And we were going up 75 behind her show. 8 53-foot semis and 4 buses. I mean, it was like a whole procession. And I looked at my guitar player and I was like, how much goddamn money is she making? I mean, they had their own caravan. I couldn't believe how much shit she was hauling around the country.
Yeah, it's definitely a big deal for people.
And we got all of our shit in one Dodge van, cruising to our next gig, and then, we get
What?
Are you enjoying your sandwich, Sai?
Oh, I have no sandwich.
Oh, okay. That's what it says to say when there's an awkward pause.
Oh. Oh, I thought
All right. So, wait, do you have any questions Wait, what's your name?
My name's Ace. I'm the lead guitar
You're
player.
the lead guitar player. Okay. So, what can you tell us about your band and what your role in the band is?
Well, we're all experienced players. We all come from different bands, Cincinnati, so we all have a lot of experience. We've only actually been together about 8 months. We started back in January, and really well. I mean, the first time we were all in the same room together and the first time we played together, it was just, it was one of those rare things where everything worked. It just sounded great right from go. And it's really taken off. The first few shows that we did generated so much interest and just led to gig after gig after gig. And I mean, we've opened up for a bunch of bands coming through the country. We opened up, our first big one was we opened up for Soulfly, and then we opened up for Jeff Tate.
Oh, you
30th
did?
anniversary of Operation Mindcrime.
That's awesome.
Riot. I mean, it's been not bad. Escape the Fate. We opened for Escape the Fate. It's gotten really good really quick.
Yeah, I like your music. It sounds good.
And I'm one of the songwriters. There's three main songwriters. Me and my other guitar player. He's like a riff meister, and then I write lyrics too. Me and the singer Mako. We both write vocals. So between the three of us, we're always. We've got the 5-song EP, the 5 songs that are on our Reverb Nation, waiting for our first full-length album. And we're probably going to start recording it the end of October or the beginning of November. We want to have it out by February or March. Not gigging a lot. We have a benefit for domestic violence.
What are you doing with that album? What do you want to do to make it like really special?
Oh, we're pulling out all the stops. We're wanting to do like the Wall or Dark Side of the Moon. I mean,
is there a concept behind the whole thing?
It's kind of like a demented circus, kind of like something wicked this way comes. Is kind of the concept for the album. So it's real loose. The songs. It's it's concept album. It's kind of loosely based, but we're wanting to do a lot of stuff in between the songs. That's why I mentioned or the that kind of stuff that flows through the songs, that kind of connects the songs. We're going to do with this one.
Lots of interludes, little fades between.
We have a piece.
Are you doing anything to make sure that there's like a flow from the beginning to the end, like some kind of balance about what the beginning is versus what the middle is and what the end is?
Exactly. Yep. Making sure it's all tied together more than the songs being connected. It's not like 2112 or that, but
how did you feel when you first heard 2112, by the way? 2112 is a classic.
I love that album from the first time I heard it. I had I'm the youngest one on my dad's side of the family. I've got first cousins that are like 20 years older than me. Had the benefit, being the youngest, I had all of the records, handed down to me. They were all playing stuff. When I was like 8, 9, maybe 10 years old, that I really started paying attention to the stuff that they were playing. My cousins was a big Rush fanatic, and I got turned on to Rush. And another one was a big Richie Blackmore fan. Deep Purple turned me on to Rainbow. I'm still a Rainbow fanatic, especially with Dio singing. the first 3 albums, and playing on those, the live concerts, you know, amazing, because you know back then you could jam, guitar player could take off, and you know nobody give a shit. It's not like that today.
What do you mean?
That's what I really like. It's more, and there was more room to experiment. Soloists for like guitar players, keyboard players. It's past 10, 15 years. It's more market driven. It's more get on. Sell the album, and get the hell off the stage. Back then, sometimes bands like the Stones in the late 70s, hell, they would play like maybe one song off of a new album, Satisfaction, for 20 minutes.
You don't think it's still all about the experience at a live show?
It's kind of about the experience, but like I said, we go to a lot of concerts. We just Judas Priest and just rolled through town a couple of days ago. Even for the older bands, it's they extended a few songs, but it wasn't like when I saw Deep Purple in the 80s with Ritchie Blackmore. When I saw them then, I mean, it was a 2-hour concert and they only played songs.
They only played how many songs?
8 in 2 hours. I mean, there were in every song, and the newer version, and even Priest. Priest would sing like Deceiver and the song escapes me now. One of their older ones, Victim of Changes. They would do a lot of solos. There's a lot of interludes and that I see now aren't doing that anymore. They're pretty much sticking to it is on the album, especially like the newer bands, Five Finger Death Punch. We saw them. It was there weren't jams. They pretty much played everything how it was on the album. Big finish at the end on a few songs, and yeah, it's not like a lot of free flow jams like there were in the 70s and the 80s. And
so that's one of the things that you bring to the table with your band.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Jams from the Riffmeister.
Oh, he said, is that one of the things you bring to the table with your band?
Yeah, we're not in that position yet because we're still opening. We're not doing our own shows now. Here and there, we've done a couple of bar shows that were our own, able to open up a little bit. But for opening bands, it's the same way. I mean, you've got time. Like our last show with Quiet Riot, it's in their contract. They're on stage at 10:30 and fuck you, 30. So you have to, you play your half hour and you get off the stage because they want a lifetime.
Half hour.
Yeah, with that, most of those shows, you have 4 or 5 bands on before the. And so, yeah, you get 20 minutes, half hour, and, really instead of wanting to jam, you want to try to play as many of your songs as you can cram in.
Is that a good way to
you pretty much play everything the way it is on the album. Still like that with that are on the tour package too, because with Jeff Tate, his daughter's band, Till Death Do Us Part, opened before them. And, being Jeff Tate's daughter, she still only got a 30-minute set. There wasn't any leeway just because, they were on stage and they were off. They had the same amount of time as the rest of us So I guess, on the tour package, you're dealing with the same kind of thing.
Oh yeah, there's definitely an
I mean,
executive. There's definitely an executive like calling the shots, so that makes sense.
Oh yeah,
What a shame.
when you finally, if you're lucky enough to get to that headlining gig, then, I guess you can do whatever the hell you want, but it's not like back then, though. I mean, back then, the opening bands had leeway too. If they ran a little long, because, there's always that big long wait before the headliner come out, like Iron Maiden, they would still be setting stuff up on the stage. So there was always, like a half hour or 20 minutes while they were still putting stuff